first grade. Miss Bird here with the mystery video of the day. Can you guess what we're doing? I have a piece of paper and some scissors. Now, if you don't have these supplies at home, or you just don't feel like doing it, you can continue to watch the video, or maybe you can do it at a later time. But if you want to follow along right now, or maybe do it this weekend, it's a really fun craft. So one of my favorite things when we had indoor recess was to sit at the back table and do crafts with you guys. And one of the really popular crafts was making paper snowflakes. So I wanted to do a quick tutorial on how to make just a simple, easy paper snowflake. And you guys can take it from there because you all are so creative. And no two snowflakes are the same, so don't worry if it doesn't look exactly like mine. I just wanted to give you guys the basic instructions for making it. So what we have here is this piece of paper, and it is not a square because not all the sides are even. These two sides are much longer than these two sides. So we need to change that because we need this to be a perfect square. So the way to do that, take a corner and you want to bring it over to here so it lines up flat with this, but this makes a nice point. So you don't want it overlapping like this or too far in here. So this is a tricky step. We've been practicing this skill at school, but if you need help from an adult or maybe a sibling, I'm sure they would be willing to help. But the way I do it is I kind of line up that point, I make sure this side's all lined up, and then I'll put one finger in the middle, pull down, and then you flatten that crease. So now I have a pretty good point over here. So again, I had my rectangle, grabbed a corner, doesn't matter which corner you grab, pulled it over here, lined it up, and flattened that crease. And you can pause this video at any time if you need more time to go over one of the steps. So now that I folded that, we're going to cut this right off. So you'll have this strip. So again, just cut this. And you want to be doing this craft with an adult and ask for permission, especially when using scissors. So now I'm left with this strip. And don't throw this away. I like to keep this and decorate it and use it as a bookmark, or once you get really good at making snowflakes, you can use this piece of paper, fold it just like we did, like this, cut this off, and you'll have another square, and you can make itty-bitty snowflakes. But that's when you get really good at this, because cutting those little tiny shapes is going to be really hard. So I'm just going to put that over there for now. Now, when I open this, we have a square. All the sides are the same length, and that's what we want to make a snowflake. So I'm going to keep that folded. Hold it like this. The flap is at the top. I'm going to take this point over here and fold it over so it meets this point, just like so. And it's okay to practice this, and if you make your crease and it's not where you want it to go, you can just unfold your paper and try it again. So I'm going to fold it like this, put my hand in the middle, and fold that crease down. So it looks like that. Again, we had it open like this, and I matched up the points, and then made a crease like that. Now I'm just going to kind of rotate it a little bit like this, grab this point and match it to this point, just the same as we did with the last step. And once you do this a bunch of times, you'll get used to it and it'll become a lot easier. I like to put my finger in the middle. Oh. So see what I did right here? I was looking at the camera and mine's a little bit uneven, so I'm just going to open it back up and redo that. So I can match that point a little better and make a crease. Okay, so I got that. So now we have this flap side right here. This side is folded. This is kind of the trickier step. So you want it to kind of face like this. Again, you want the flat part at the top and the creased part over here. And you're going to take this point here by the creased side and fold it over so it matches with this side and you get that nice point at the end. So again, you're just going to fold this over to match up with this side, and then press on that crease. Now that we folded a bunch, it's going to be a little trickier to make that crease. But just push down with it. Maybe use the edge of something. I'm going to use the scissors, but it's better if you guys use the edge of a book or something and just crease that down, or maybe ask an adult to help you. So again, it was like this, and we just matched it up with this line and folded it down. Now we kind of have this funky looking shape. So this is where you can get creative. So this point down here is going to be the middle of your snowflake. So if you want your snowflake to have a hole in the middle, you can cut that right now. So what I'm going to do is, I want my snowflake to have a little hole. So I'm just going to cut, oops, a little strip like that, and my piece of paper went flying. So that's going to be my middle of my snowflake. This open part here is where you don't want to cut, because when you do that, when you unfold your snowflake, it might come into a bunch of different pieces. So you want to keep your cuts to this folded edge and try to avoid cutting this kind of flappy bit. This part up here is going to be the edge of your snowflake, the outside of your snowflake. So something that I like to do, you can either just cut this straight across, or you can add little zigzags. And again, if you're not comfortable with scissors, you can have an adult do this part. And it's going to take a little bit because you're cutting through a lot of layers of paper, so it is tricky. You got to use your muscles. So I can just put this scrap over here. So now I have this funky little shape. Again, this is going to be the middle of my snowflake, and this is the edge, the outside bit. So this is that folded end. We don't want to cut on this end. I want to turn it to the nice creased side. And you can start doing designs. One of the more popular designs that some of the kids were asking me to show them was how to make a heart. So to make the heart, you want to do half the shape of a heart, because when you open it, it'll be the full thing. So you kind of want to do a C shape. You start like this, and you go up and around. Cut that off. Now you kind of have a funky looking C shape, but when we open that up, that will be a heart. Now I'm just going to go through here, maybe do another little triangle. And again, snowflakes all look different, so don't worry about copying the exact same thing I do. Let's see, I'm just going to do a little circle here, maybe another little triangle up here. And if you want to keep it simple, you can just cut the top part in the middle. Actually, I think I'm going to make my middle a little bit bigger, so I'm going to cut that tip. So now I'm left with this. I only cut on the crease side. I didn't cut on this foldy side. Are you ready to open it and see what it looks like? Just unfold it. See? We have that heart shape. Where's the edge here? Unfold that. And one more time. Wow, that one is really pretty. That came out great. So, I'd love to see what you guys do. If you're able to post a picture in the comments, that would be awesome. Or maybe email them to me or Mrs. Hunt. And yeah, I'd love to see what your snowflakes look like.